It's never the bond from Nets Republic. I do a lot of joking here on almost on Sever the Bond. I do a lot of joking here on Nets Republic. We'll do some trolling. We'll do, just the purpose of these videos are to entertain you and just get us through games and stuff. There's 82 of them in the regular season, plus however far they go in the playoffs, assuming they make it. So we do a lot of joking here, but this video, I don't really have any jokes. I don't have any fun bits. I don't want to do the Harris huddle. I don't have any funny things for you. This is just such a frustrating loss. I just don't have anything. I don't have energy. A little context from me, I had to work super late last night. So I come home and I'm watching the game and it's like 1 a.m. and like just to do all that to watch them lose and then go back to work and be there, super early. It's just like, dog, like I could have been asleep. You know what I mean? Like I could have been sleeping. We lost to the 76ers in a very winnable game. Don't let the media, which, are we the media? Is Nets Republic media? I don't know. But don't let the larger media try to like shape it into like, oh, it was like a slaughter and like the Sixers were like dominating the entire time, and the lack of offensive output was too much for the Nets. Like don't let them frame it in that way. It was a very close game. It was basically a one possession game until I forgot who turned the ball over, but we had some crazy turnover, and then, the Sixers did their thing. James Harden came to life at the end of the game, and just like in the game against the Knicks on Christmas, I mean, Harden just went stupid from three. And it was just a little bit too much to try and stop Joel Embiid and Harden, and then everyone they pass to in their starting lineup can hit an open shot, specifically from three. It was just a little bit too much. But if Kevin Durant was out there, I think we all know we win this game. If without KD and basically Kyrie by himself, Kyrie and Seth Curry, who had a big game, if basically those two were able to make it a one possession game before the wheels fell off in the last like minute 30 of the fourth quarter, definitely if Kevin Durant's playing, we win that game, which I feel like Doris and all the other talking heads failed to mention. If KD's out there, we win that game. If Claxton is going to give you 23 points or however much he ended up scoring at the end, I definitely think, oh yeah, and shooting like 11 for 12. Claxton went crazy, but it's just like, definitely if Kevin Durant's out there, we win that game. We had the necessary help. There's just one specific factor that I feel like we can't ignore anymore. And again, I don't even want to joke about it. I'm just irritated and frustrated because it's a waste of my free time. Like it's a waste of precious moments of my life. I could be sleeping. Like Kyrie Irving went out there and he scored like 30, which is cool for Kyrie. Again, we all know I don't really expect anything from Kyrie like that. Like, I know he'll score and do his thing. He'll go to Karis LeVert offensive land, but it's Kyrie. Like, he might have a crazy performance that's like just enough to beat the Warriors, and that'll be cool. Or the other game that we won that I can't remember because I'm just so exhausted, but 2 out of okay, let me do math. 2 out of 6. Kyrie's cool. He's all right. But I've said it 9 million times. I'll continue to say it. Just Kyrie alone does not equate to winning. You might win a couple games here and there, but in the the grand scheme of things, just having Kyrie out there with the team we have constructed does not equal wins. That's not my personal opinion. That's not me trolling. That's just a fact. Kyrie, he just can't do it, and that's not a shot at Kai. He's just not that individual that can carry a team, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the fact of the matter, you know. And while I think Kyrie Irving fans are a special breed of delusional, and I will troll you every chance I get, I just don't have the energy tonight. While I think Kyrie Irving fans are a special brand of delusional, I think at least you've got the accolades to back it up, right? Kyrie has a championship. He's very talented. He's arguably the best. Well, he's arguably the most skilled point guard we've ever seen, shooting guard, point guard, whatever you want to call him. Like, I will give you that. You can put up reasons to why Kyrie would be considered underrated in some regards. I think he's overrated heavily, but you know, cool. You don't have to agree. Kyrie fans are delusional. What else is new? Every major fan base has a delusional onslaught of fans. I know it's our running joke that I'm like some like crazy Harden stan, but like every star has their legion of people that follow them, that overrate them to high heavens and can't have an objective look. So again, much like with Kyrie's performance and lack thereof, I'm not surprised by it. It's just what happens when you have a star on your team. It is what it is. I'm used to that. But even more delusional than a Kyrie Irving fan that can't take an objective look at a superstar are Ben Simmons fans. And with Kyrie fans, I'm willing to engage with, I'm willing to go back and forth with, I'm willing to troll. But with Ben Simmons fans, there is just no way to justify Ben Simmons' production this season. I can't speak to what he did in Philly. I also don't care what he did in Philly. He's a net now. It's our problem. We got to figure this out. Ben Simmons is so bad. Like, to go into halftime and you haven't even scored yet. Dude. And I'm not going to look at the stat line. It's not that serious. I don't care how many assists he has. I really don't care. Like, we're going into halftime and you haven't scored yet. And if this was just a regular game, I guess we expect this from Ben, but it's like we're playing Philly at Philly. You've got all the fans screaming at you. You've got Joel Embiid going out of his way to like hip check you every possession. Harden is, doing his thing. I don't understand how you can have a 2 quarters where you don't score. And like, screw the game for a second, right? Screw the fact that we need you, that Kyrie needs you, that the team needs you, right? You got Seth Curry playing outside of himself, right? You got, not Royce, you got Nicholas Claxton playing amazing, all-star level, most improved, defensive player of the year, just playing amazing, going one-on-one with Joel Embiid of all characters and doing his thing, getting cool blocks. Like, let's forget the Nets for a second. Let's say he doesn't care about his teammates. Claxton having a good game isn't going to shake him. Seth Curry stepping up isn't rattling his cage. Kyrie Irving putting on a show by himself again. That's not enough. Let's say he doesn't care about the team. He's just doing it for a check, right? Even if you don't care about the Nets and you're just doing this for a check, where is your sense of pride, dude? Them Sixer fans are speaking at you in a disrespectful manner that is so out of pocket. It's insane. You would think this was Trae Young at the Garden. I mean, they are killing Ben. Okay, he's blocking out the noise. Joel Embiid is literally hunting you on defense and offense. trying his best to get under your skin and send a message like, yo, we don't need you, we never needed you, whatever it is, whatever storyline or narrative you want to paint for what that back and forth was. To not score going into halftime. If this doesn't motivate you to score, bro, what would? And I'm not of the mindset that it's okay that he's just a role player, because that's Ben Simmons. I'm not okay with that. I haven't accepted that. I'm not willing to go with that. That is a superstar. I'm not willing to accept that he's just Draymond Green without a jump shot. Oh God. And like, does he step it up in the third quarter a little bit? Yeah, I guess. Unplayable in the fourth as usual due to foul trouble, which, I mean, come on, bro. You're guarding Harden. He can't move side to side. What are you fouling for? You know what I mean? Like, but it's just, I don't know. I just get tired of getting on here, like having to explain to people that this man is trash. Like, it just gets exhausting. It's not even fun. It's like, bro, like at some point, it's like, what is he even on the team for? What are we waiting for? And I understand his trade value is probably very low right now because of his contract, and his ability to play basketball are not seen in the highest regards. So any attempts to move him, I'm sure, aren't the best. But it's just, God, it's just painful to sit through. And then have to deal with Ben Simmons, fans saying, oh, but the assist, but the, like, it's just so frustrating. I thought of someone who we can bring on who might be able to make a difference, and I'm not saying this from the standpoint of I think it'll fix all of our problems. I think what the Nets have been for several years now is just a sinking ship, and we just keep putting Band-Aids on the hole in the ship. We don't really fix the problem, we just put Band-Aids on it. So here's another Band-Aid. I know a lot of people are asking for like Nas Reed and stuff like that. I don't really see how that helps us. Claxton's fine. I don't really see how that helps us. Personally, I think we need to go get a bucket, someone who is a bucket, strictly from the standpoint of, if you looked at the Sixers last night, they had Tyrese Maxey coming off the bench. Now, I could be wrong. I might be just misremembering. Again, I am half asleep right now, so I could be off on that. But I think I remember Tyrese Maxey was coming off the bench. And someone of that caliber coming off the bench is not fair. It should be illegal. That's craziness. Because it's like, then who's guarding him? Was it Seth Curry? Was it the 5 minutes of Sumner in the second quarter? Like, that's not fair. But if we had a dude like that was coming off the bench, that we could just give the ball to, and he's just a bucket, in the absence of Kevin Durant, I venture to say we win this game. I don't think we need more defense. The team played fine. We literally lost by 5 points? And it was a one-possession game until a minute 30 in the fourth. So we just needed that extra oomph. That would have helped Kyrie, get the defensive attention off of him a little bit so he can get in his bag to hit more impressive shots. I think we should go get Melo. Now, I know I've got a history with that man and people are rolling their eyes at the camera, but it is what it is. I think we should go get Melo. In the absence of Kevin Durant, and with KD not coming back for even longer than what was expected, which I don't see how that was a shock to anyone. We discussed this when he first went down. We knew he was going to be out for a month, barely make it for All-Star, if that at all. We already knew that. That's not shocking or surprising. It's the exact same injury. It's just in a different knee. How could we expect anything differently? But that's not even there. But with Kevin Durant being out so long, you get Carmelo, right? have him come off the bench and tell that man, go to ISO City. Criticisms of Carmelo Anthony is he doesn't play defense. The rest of the team plays defense. I don't think one guy not interested in playing defense is going to kill us. Right? Sign Melo. Or give Cam Thomas an actual chance to play. One of the two. They don't seem to be doing the Cam Thomas option, so go get Melo. You know what I mean? Tell Melo, look, Mr. Carmelo Anthony, your job is to come off the bench and get buckets. And it's not like a thing where he was on the Lakers or the Trailblazers where you just have him in the corner and he's a spot-up Joe Harris. No, I'm saying give him the ball down low in the post. Let him turn, jab step, fade away, take as many twos as he wants, bully ball stuff. Let him get his stuff off. Tell him you have the green light and let him get his stuff off. I believe Carmelo Anthony is capable of doing that. I think that's the only thing he can do at this point in his career. But let him do that. That way Kyrie can get a rest and we're not just stranded when Kyrie's not out there. Because again, Ben Simmons isn't doing anything, so it's really just Kyrie out there. Now, if you added a bucket like Carmelo Anthony to last night's game, combined with Seth Curry's good game, with Joe Harris's efficiency, with Royce O'Neal, didn't really do much last night, but with all the things he brings, and obviously the offensive firepower, which is coming from Claxton, of all people, I believe we win that game. Just as something to hold us over until Kevin Durant comes back, I say why not? Or you could just give Cam Thomas those minutes, which I don't know why we don't do more of, but there you go. Just trying to think of solutions to get us over the hump. Because if we don't figure something out, and I do believe the issues come from offense, I don't think we have defensive problems. We're not that team anymore. I don't think it's a defensive thing. I really don't. You grab someone who's just a certified bucket, have them come off the bench, let them and TJ Warren go to Funky Town. I think that's enough. Because if we don't do something soon, we're going to continue to slide down the Eastern. Y'all know we're already in 4th place. We've already ventured down to 4th. And unless Kyrie is going to go nuclear every single game, which is asking too much from him, I don't think that's fair to Kyrie. We don't have enough. And even when Kevin Durant comes back, if we don't really do anything and we just sign a random power forward, right? As much as I'm here for John Collins, if we just sign a random power forward or something like that, that's not Kuzma. When Kevin Durant comes back, we're going to have to fight super hard to get back in a good playoff position. So then by the time we get to the playoffs, we're exhausted and lose. We got to fix this right now and keep us somewhere in between that 4th and 2nd seed. So when KD comes back, we're just continuing the stuff we were doing and no added pressure is on him. I say get Melo or give Cam Thomas actual minutes, especially if all we're doing is looking at centers and power forwards. Unless we're going to pull off the Kuzma thing, I say go get a bucket or give Cam Thomas some minutes. That's my solution. I don't always just want to get on here and be all doom and gloom and just complain. I'm trying to think of things to do here. But we got to think of something fast because Ben ain't getting it done. And Kyrie by himself is not enough. If everyone else is going to step up like that, I think asking Ben to give us, if Ben scores 20, right, we win the game. And I don't think that's asking that much from Ben. But apparently it is. Let me know your thoughts down below. Sever the bond. Nets Republic. Again, I'm just throwing out ideas here. I'm trying. See y'all next game.